Alright, welcome to City Skylines, where we're going to do something. Okay, so for today's episode we are gonna want to do something a little spicy. It's called Do That. So if you give it a little second, the meteors will come down, they'll hit here, and then we can get to work! Work, baby! You can tell I'm trying to do a more ISP style of content for my City Skylines videos.
Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Alright, so now we're just gonna plug up all these highway connections because I didn't ask to have connections, well, except in the actual city. Well, except where I actually want to be. It's me for a moment while I turn on fine road anarchy. Okay, this could be so terrible. Alright, so as you can see very clearly, I've set up the city, and this is a beautiful boy. So, can the music for this game shut up? Audio. So yeah, we set up two more craters, one of which literally just stores our shit. There's no problem here. I mean, what you talking about? Come live in the crater! Experience our confusing service buildings! That's right, baby. If you die, you can immediately be transported to the crematorium. See? Clinic. And the crematorium. It's very reassuring. To mention our exquisite power inputs. So, I noticed we have a high residential demand and some demand for commercial, and no demand for some offices. Well, I'd say North America's all crated up, so if we're gonna need a residential district, we're gonna make some residential districts. Alright, so now we will watch the crater forming
Astrologists
operation.
report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
And like that, South America has almost entirely been destroyed.
Meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Don't worry, the population will be safe. Inside their little bunk? I mean, that's what the craters are for, right? Also, it's nice to know that our lake of sewage is going along well. No, this might present a problem because the electrical inlet and school is there. I mean, you could say that you could say that we're in danger of having the school flood, but I'm more cautious about the electrical inlet. I don't care about the children. So now we're left with this tiny little roll of water that is gonna eventually slap into the industrial crater. Like that, it's entirely evaporated. And now we have new craters! New craters! New building montage off screen. Okay, alright. We've established our public transportation system. It's called the blimp. No, I don't know what last happened. Forgot to mention, I purchased these blimps as submarines, which is why they do that. Why I do that? As you can see, there's a bit of a chaos in these blimps, but that won't stop them from servicing the school during a rainstorm. Rainstorm. There is people were leaving the city. Can you believe it, Pedrick? People leaving my city? Preposterous. Oh, and everyone's lining up to get some of our expert public transport to this area. If you can't compete, you get deleted. And would I like to mention the thin exit that these cars come out of. I mean, you look at that, blimps. Very clearly the best way to publicly transport people. I might have to increase a couple budgets. The city is booming. I didn't remember asking. Welcome to the crater. We have one exclusively dedicated to... Oh. Oh dear. Yeah, the crater's flooded now. Can I fix this? Guess I can. It's gonna require some expert management though. It is called a canal of diarrhea. Eventually it'll even out. Looks like eventually it's gonna be a hot minute. But as you can very clearly see, we now have an efficient and fast way of removing poop from the poop lake and out into the wider sea. Does this contradict the reason why we built this in the first place? Yes, it does. But does it prevent another flood? Yes, it does. Alright, well, let's say this city has had a good run. Execute Order 66. That was underwhelming. Order 66. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Order 66 in practice. This baby. Multiple problems. Well, Order 66 has been carried out. Damn, so that's a good thing. This building is completely fine though. It can operate like this. There's no issues here. As the city center buildings rapidly collapse. I guess people could like try and escape with via the blimps, but for some reason everyone is still going into the cities. But whatever, it's not my problem anymore. Just because I can make these craters both a little deeper and a little emptier. And if that doesn't kill everyone, tsunami. Just love it as you drive into this city.
Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available. Astrologists report that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
We're watching this episode of City Skylines, baby.
Avoid the